When it comes to New Year's resolutions, health and fitness are always at the top of this list. The shocking statistic for these goals is that 80% quit by the end of the first month. Whether it's a New Year's challenge, getting back into the gym, or just trying to make a change, most people don't even make it past those first few weeks. And I've been there myself, taking time off from the gym, stepping back in, expecting to pick up right where I left off. But that first month is always so hard. It's a mental and physical battle. Your body aches, your motivation gets questioned, and the gym starts feeling more like a punishment than progress. It shouldn't have to be this way though, and by the end of this video, I want to make sure that you have a clear plan to set yourself up for success, not just for the first month, but for the rest of the year. I'm going to walk you through how to take those first steps the right way, exactly how to structure your workouts, the support systems you're going to need, and how to stay consistent so working out only becomes enjoyable for you. Let's dive into why most New Year's resolutions often fail. And it's not just about willpower or motivation. Oftentimes, the first mistake is that we think too big. We try to completely overhaul everything all at once. New diet, daily workouts, total lifestyle change. But what I've learned from helping thousands of women transform is that not everyone is wired for massive, sudden changes. A common second reason is most skip the most important question: why? Most resolutions are things we feel we should do, not things we truly want to do. So if you're someone who hates to go to the gym but sets a goal to go 3 times a week, how long will that really last? Without a personal connection, without a deeper why, that motivation will disappear fast. And the third reason is that we might just not be ready. Change doesn't just happen overnight, it's a process. And I see this with my clients all the time. The ones who succeed aren't necessarily the most motivated. They're the ones who prepare themselves mentally and they build the right foundation first. But the good news is this: understanding these pitfalls is your first step to avoiding them. Let me show you how to turn these obstacles into opportunities. Resolutions fail because we aim for perfection, we ignore the reasons behind our goals, or we jump in without readiness. But with smaller steps and a clear why and preparation, we can set ourselves up for a lasting success. There's a quote that I really love that helped change my perspective. Don't confuse movement with progress. You can run on a treadmill and never get anywhere. Just because you're moving does not mean that you are going to get where you want to go without a structured plan. Think of fitness like a deadlift. The hardest part isn't lifting it, it's getting it moving from a dead stop. Momentum equals mass times velocity. But let me break that down even further for you. Your mass is the foundation of the habits that you build. Your velocity is how consistently you show up, and then your momentum is the force that keeps you going when motivation fades. I see this with my clients all the time. Those first 2 weeks are always the toughest, but once they build momentum, each win builds on the last. Each workout becomes easier to start, and each healthy choice becomes way more natural. It's not about running aimlessly, it's about taking intentional steps that create results. When you know what you're doing and you know why it works, that's when momentum becomes your success. And this is exactly why the start is so crucial. Those first few weeks, they're everything. Let me help you make them count. Let's discuss something that's hard to be honest about: realistic expectations. We've all seen those dramatic 30-day transformations online, but here's what really happens behind the scenes. Being honest with yourself about your goals, the time and effort they'll take isn't just important, it's essential. When you set goals that are completely out of your reach, you're not pushing yourself. You're just setting yourself up for frustration. Look at Erin's journey here. The changes weren't dramatic in week 1 or week 2, but by month 3, total transformation. Why? Because she set realistic milestones and built on them. Here's what actually works: setting goals that challenge you but don't break you, celebrating small wins and decisions along the way, focusing on progress, not perfection, and building momentum through your good days. When I first started my fitness journey, I made this exact mistake. I wanted everything to happen in the first month. I learned very quickly that the real results happen when I just focus on winning individual days. That's when real growth starts, by being mindful of where you are and pushing just a little further each time. It's not about the dramatic transformations that you see online, it's about sustainable progress that can last. I want to mention something that I try to instill into all of my clients. There are 2 types of goals: outcome goals, like losing 25 pounds, and identity goals, like becoming someone who prioritizes their health. Every January, my gym is packed, but by mid-January, complete ghost town. Outcome goals are fragile, so if you're aiming to lose 25 pounds and the scale doesn't budge for a week, what happens? Well, I failed, I might as well give up. But the people who succeed, they do something completely different. Instead of saying, I want to lose weight, they say something like, I'm becoming someone who takes care of my body and health. This isn't just trying to be motivational, this is mental. So when you shift from, I need to go to the gym, to I'm someone who exercises regularly, or I should eat better, to I'm someone who nourishes my body, I have to work out, to this is who I am now. I see this every year with my challenge members, and the ones who stick around, they're not just chasing numbers, they've changed how they see themselves. Let me help you make this identity shift practical. Now that we've got our mindset right, let's build your foundation. And trust me, this part is crucial. First things first, we need to be completely honest about where you are right now. Not where you were 6 months ago, and not where you wish you were. Where you are today. I'm guilty of this same mistake as well. After taking time off, I used to think, well, I was squatting 225 before, so I might as well just jump right back in where I left off. But that's not the right mindset or building block for success. Here's what actually works. Starting back slow, even if it's just body weight movements. Perfecting your form and getting your body used to the movements again. Gradually adding resistance in a sustainable, healthy way, and building sustainable habits to help with recovery. What do you really need to achieve your goals? Do you require a full-time gym with all of the machines, or would a pair of dumbbells or even just body weight movements at home work to get you started? Don't feel pressured to run to the gym if it doesn't fit your lifestyle or comfort level yet. For example, if you can't do 10 push-ups or 20 bodyweight squats at home, it doesn't make sense just to rush to the gym and try to bench press or squat heavy weights. Once you're comfortable with foundational movements, then you can begin incorporating weights and gym equipment or even more advanced routines. But you need to be realistic about how much time that you can dedicate to working out. Are you someone who can genuinely commit 4 to 5 days a week, or does 3 to 4 days feel more manageable? Don't overpromise and don't underdeliver to yourself. If your schedule only allows for 3 solid work days a week, that's great. Work with what you have and make those days count. Whatever you can consistently commit to is your perfect starting point. Let's talk about something that makes or breaks your results. Nutrition. This isn't about perfect eating. This isn't about crazy restrictions. This is about simple, sustainable changes that actually work. Your first step will be simplifying your nutrition. This means focusing on actions that almost everyone can benefit from. One of the most effective starting points is elimination. So take a hard look at the filler calories in your diet. Things like sugary drinks, processed sugars, and those snacks that you eat out of boredom, not necessity. These are things that have led you to want change. Cutting out unnecessary desserts, snacks from packages, and anything made of empty calories is a big change. One way to do this is to log everything that you eat for a week. Don't change anything, just write it all down, then go back and reflect. You'll be amazed at how much unnecessary snacking or extra calories sneak into your day. It's a great tool to help you identify what to eliminate. Think about meal timing and portion sizes. When you eat can be just as important as what you eat. So for example, I like to start my mornings by hydrating with 16 ounces of water, often with a squeeze fresh of lime or lemon. Then I wait about 30 minutes before having my first meal. I start the day with hydrating because that's what sets you up for success. Avoid eating late at night. If you could try to have your first meal by 7 or 8 p.m., this will give your body time to digest and recover while you sleep, leading to better rest and better overall recovery. It's not just about eating less, but eating the right amount for your goals. At first, measure your portions. Know how much you're eating. You don't have to do this forever, but getting an idea of your intake versus your calorie burn is crucial, especially if you're trying to lose weight. And remember to eat to feel satisfied. Do not overstuff. When it comes to grocery shopping, stick to the outer aisles of the store. That's where you're gonna find all of the fresh produce, meats, and all of the other whole foods. Avoid the inner aisles because it's filled with processed, packaged items loaded with added sugars and preservatives and fillers. I'm a huge proponent of the whole food diet, so your nutrients should come from fresh, minimally processed foods, things like vegetables, fruits, meats, and healthy carbs. But if you have to buy packaged items, always read the labels and look for the least amount of ingredients and unnecessary added sugars and preservatives. If possible, meal prep your food in advance. I recommend cooking for 2 to 3 days at a time if you can't cook daily. Having healthy, ready-to-eat meals at home makes it so much easier to stick to your plan. If you've already put in the time and money, you're way less likely to reach for the junk food. Cravings are inevitable, but there's always ways to handle them. If you're craving sugar, just reach for the fruit instead of the processed sweets. The natural sugars in the fruit can satisfy your craving without derailing your progress. Small whole food swaps like this can make a huge difference over time. Avoid falling into the trap of healthy convenience foods like protein bars because they're marketed as good for you, but many of them are filled with synthetic ingredients like sugar substitutes and unnecessary additives. When in doubt, stick with real whole foods for your snacks. Nutrition is the foundation of your success. Start by eliminating the unnecessary, dialing in your meal timing and portions, focusing on whole foods, and planning ahead. These fundamentals will not only help you see results, but create habits that you can stick with for life. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about consistency and making better choices every day, and I promise the wins will add up. Now that we've covered nutrition, let's talk about how to actually track your progress. Let me be very clear about this. Progress is not just about the scale. I'm not a big believer that your success is measured by a number. What truly matters to me is how you feel, because feeling better is usually the reason we make health changes in the first place. One of the biggest mistakes I see is people letting that number on the scale control their entire journey. But here's what years of experience has taught me. When you look in the mirror, it's hard to notice those small incremental changes that are happening. Most of the time, other people notice your progress before you even do, and that could be super frustrating and discouraging. That's why tracking your progress is critical. It gives you a tangible way to see how far you've come. Real progress shows up in multiple ways: how your clothes fit, your energy levels, your strength gains, and your daily habits. So here's a few simple, effective ways to measure your progress to stay motivated. Take measurements of key areas like your waist, hips, chest, arms, and even your thighs. These changes often happen long before the scale moves, and they're a fantastic indicator of transformation. Take side-by-side photos every few weeks. You might not see daily changes, but over time, those photos will show a real story of true progress. Track your weight and reps in the gym. For example, if you started out lifting 35 pounds for 3 sets of 10, and 2 weeks later, you're lifting 45 pounds for the same sets, that's a win. It's concrete proof that you're getting stronger, even if the mirror doesn't reflect it yet. This is the most important metric. Start a journal and write down how you feel each week. Are you sleeping better? Do you have more energy? Are your workouts leaving you feeling stronger and more capable? These changes often come faster than physical changes, and they're a powerful motivator. On days when you're feeling down or unmotivated, look back at your progress and remember why you started and how far you've come. The scale might not budge right away, and that's okay, but focus on how you feel, what your body is capable of, and the healthy habits that you're building. Progress isn't always immediate, but it's happening, and tracking helps you see that. When I started tracking these metrics with my challenge members, I noticed a very big shift in energy. These women stopped obsessing over the scale and started celebrating real wins, like doing their first push-ups or having more energy for their kids and feeling way more confident in their favorite outfits. Now, let's talk about what really makes these changes stick: your success system. One of the most common questions I get is, what's the best time of day to work out? My answer is always, whatever works best for you. If you're a morning person, I highly recommend working out first thing in the morning. But if you're more of like a night owl and feel energized after work, then make that your time to hit the gym. The key is to pick the time when it feels the least like a burden and the most natural for you. This mindset is important. Don't look at the gym as something that you have to do. Shift your perspective into, it's something that you get to do. Taking care of your body is a privilege. You're investing in yourself, and that's a gift that you'll never regret. Treat your workouts like any other appointment. Block off time in your schedule, just like you would for work, picking up the kids, or any other priority. Make it a non-negotiable time that you will block off for yourself. Success isn't just about workouts and nutrition, it's also about recovery. Recovery is where your progress happens. If you're not sleeping enough or managing stress, your body's not going to perform at its best. A few recovery tips that I always recommend would be prioritizing quality sleep, usually aiming for 7 to 8 hours a night, using recovery tools like saunas, ice baths, or yoga routines if they're available to you, managing your stress. Elevated cortisol levels lead to inflammation, which can slow your progress. Find ways to relax, whether that's with meditation, a walk, or just simply taking a breather. Skipping these self-care steps will lead to burnout and frustration, so make sure that you prioritize your recovery. Sometimes it's easy to just let yourself off the hook, but involving others can make a big difference. Share your goals with friends, family, or even coworkers, and let them know that you're committed to a healthier lifestyle, and even ask them to help you hold you accountable. If you have a workout buddy, that's even better. A gym partner can push you on the days you don't feel like showing up, and vice versa. When I first started training, having a gym buddy was so valuable. On the days I didn't want to go, they motivated me. And when they didn't feel like going, I pulled them along. So together we stayed consistent. This is why our challenge members succeed. They're never alone on their journey. Your success systems, whether it's your routines, recovery practices, or accountability structures, are the backbone of your progress. These habits can keep you consistent even on the hard days. We've covered a lot today, so let me break down your next steps. Start with your mindset shift, assess your starting point, choose your workout plan, set up your nutrition basics, track your progress, and build your support system. Remember, this journey isn't about being perfect, it's about being consistent. I hope this video gave you a solid starting point and the confidence to kick off the new year strong. I don't want you to be part of the 80% who gives up just weeks in. So if you're someone who feels like you need more guidance or you simply just want a step-by-step plan where all you have to do is show up and put in the work, then my 8-week challenge might be just what you need. I'll take all of the guesswork out of everything we've discussed and give you the tools and support that you need to succeed this year. The next 8 weeks can change everything for you, and I truly want you to succeed. If you want in on my limited New Year challenge, don't forget to check the link in the description to see if this is right for you.